Hello everyone, my name is Rishita Mohanty, student of ITech third semester from Jesus and Mary College, University of Delhi. Today I will be presenting on the topic inquiry and problem-based learning strategies that enhance critical thinking, which forms part of the paper Child Development and Psychology, Unit 3, Learning, Cognition and Diversity. Through this presentation, I aim to introduce the key ideas, concepts, and relevance of the topic within the broad context of school education teacher preparation. I will be covering the major themes such as introduction to inquiry based and problem based learning, key features of inquiry based and problem based learning, strength and weaknesses of inquiry based and problem based learning, stages and processes of inquiry based and problem based learning, education implementation and classroom implementation of inquiry and problem based learning. Then I will be talking about how it enhances the critical thinking, and then conclusion. First of all, as the name suggests, inquiry based and problem based learning. It is discovery learning in which students construct knowledge. Constructive knowledge is involved in it by cause and effect aspects of learners, and they are guided by the instructor who is a teacher. There is also a induction and detection learning in which observation and work towards identifying and broader general principles of rule. The learner actively involved in it and construct their own knowledge. Detective detection learning is like starting from general rule theory or principle, then apply it to specific cases or examples. The learners are more passive and receive information from instructor or textbook. Now we'll be talking what John Dewey say about it. Inquiry-based learning education should be rooted in a real experience and reflection rather than rote memorization. He believed that learners do the best in an environment and follow the experience and interact with the curriculum. This is the foundation of inquiry-based learning. Then we have key features. Key features like they encourage to explore and ask questions as they are investing it. So it's like child centric, in which questions drive from the learning process and by the students only. It is more personalized and relevant experience. We can relate it to a science classroom in which there is a concept of ecosystem. The teachers start with a video representation which have a question like which arise a question like how it is different organisms interact with the nature before before they know what is ecosystem. After that they have a question like the removal of one species affect the ecosystem, whole ecosystem, and then the role what role do plants play in the maintaining of ecological balance. These are some of the examples, and to answer that they can conduct research and undertaken field visit and observe ecosystem directly. Then we have stages. The five stages are engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. As the name suggests, engage. The teacher are actively engaging student prior knowledge to identify what students know and what they do not know. Then we have explore. Teacher are guiding students in exploring the problem solving and in a concrete way by hands-on activities by creating models. Then we have explain. The teacher facilitates the whole classroom discussion by asking questions and comparing the student response. Then we have elaborate, in which the student have the space to apply what they have learned, what they can take their new knowledge to the new hypothesis or explore to new real world scenario. Evaluate. The teacher assign the student learning from formal and informal assignment by taking to field visit or by oral presentations are some of the examples. Then we have strength and weaknesses. Strengths are like they are deep engaged in it, what they are exploring. It enhances their critical thinking also, as they are investigating and asking questions. Then we have diverse learning styles like to understand a concept like ecosystem, other different student will involve different learning styles. Some will see videos, some will use textbooks, some will use some other way to learn that concept. Then it will bring active participation and motivation in student to learn that concept. And some weaknesses are also there, like time and resources are not there. Time is not there to explore more, and resources are also not as much as required in this learning strategies. And as assignment is done individually, so it is very complex for individual person to learn that concept, due to learning path, because different people have different learning path. Now we have problem based learning. Problem based learning is all about real world experiences, so in which they work collaboratively together on concept interdisciplinary project. So it provide them motivation and to uh, autonomy to work on it. So some pedagogy strategies are also there, like first they identify the knowledge, research on it, apply it is in a highly efficient group. It is used in only highly efficient group. It won't be able to apply on larger groups. So the basic process is first analyzing by active process and prior knowledge. Then hypothesis like half and assumption knowledge which we have about certain topic. Then collecting the necessary data which is required to solve that problem. Then presenting the collection data to be taken to solve the problem. Then we conclude. After the conclusion also we check that the conclusion is suitable or right or wrong or not. So in this also John Dewey says that it is a democratic education, as well as Paulo Freire, the concept of critical thinking pedagogy comes from Paulo Freire only. So problem based learning enhances critical thinking by, because it's involved in real world experiences. Then we have key features also. um, Key features are real world issue, that these tasks can require students to draw multiple disciplinary and integrate their knowledge to develop a solution, rather than critical access in active exploration by students who are engaged in taking ownership of their learning and work more. This autonomy promotes engagement and motivation, leading to deep learning experience and makeover. It is also called project based learning. So we can say that problem based learning is also project based learning. Students create and plan, execute the plan, and review the results, reflecting on what they have learned. So the example is here. We can find a history class where students learn World War World War II through a project that involved creating a documentary film that would need to research this era, interview ex, um, experts or family members who experienced the World War, and combine the historical fact with experience knowledge, personal knowledge, personal knowledge, and produce their document. So problem based learning has four stages. The four stages are: first, identify the problem. They identify the problem. What is the problem? So, for example, I have identified the problem that I have not done the preparation for my exams. This is the problem. To solve this problem, I develop a plan to solve this problem. So, in this, I work collaboratively with my students. Like with my classmates, while making notes. So, in order to solve the problem. So, and then carrying out the plan. By carrying out the plan, we test out the plan which we have uh, chosen to solve that problem. Now check the solution. By checking the solutions to, we will see that the plan which we have made, the timetable which we have made for preparing the preparing for the test is working or not. These are four steps in which we can solve that problem. Learning strategy or problem based. Now we have strength and weaknesses. Strengths are like um, major strengths is student connect to school work and real world problems. See, student learn to practical application. Their studies it enhance their motivation, engage in methods, help student to develop important life skill. Solve critical thinking and ability to collaborate efficiently with others. Makeover it encourage students to take initiative and responsibility for their own learning, foster sense and independence, self-confidence. Weaknesses are lack of exposure is given to, as no, not most of the schools or colleges give lot of exposure to problem-based learning. There is a low problem based ability in each and every student. Also error in problem is exclude uh, outcomes and lack of initiative activities and background knowledge. Functional fitness is like cognitive bias where learners have limit of familiar use of objects or concept. Like they have limit knowledge. They have a fixed knowledge about that particular concept only, and they are not able to open up. So it is like cognitive fitness. So that is one of the problem which in hindrance. Some of the strategies we can use is like diverse mind from problem based diverse thinking, involve brainstorming, open ended questions, mind mapping and scenario planning, of which encourage student to consider some path and not settle immediately on a establishment solutions. Finding alternative solutions to solve that problem. These are some of the strategies. As I have mentioned, the challenges also low prior knowledge. These things we have. Now we have education implementation. In education implementation we can see that inquiry based, like discussion and debates can enhance the inquiry base as investigating and questioning, and case studies in which we can n- once more investigate and in question that concept. Leadership and development program is also there in which students have a work of leadership also. Research project are given reflection methods. Now we have problem based learning. They can learn project. They grow by um, mm, learning, and how they engage in it is like by uh, exp- um experiments, then giving models to them, uh, talking to students who have experienced that things. Like if we are talking about mm, World War II in history, so the people who have gone through it or people who are survival are still there. We can talk to them, and it's by them we can see the real world experiences. So these are some of the things. And now we have how it enhanced the critical thinking also, like use diverse thinking tools like I have mentioned mind mapping, encourage finding multiple solutions to the problems, promote active engagement and hands-on activities are some of the examples. Conclusion is uh, inquiry based empathize on critical thinking and problem solving and lifelong learning skills. And problem based learning is the education methodology which foster collaboration and critical thinking real world experiences. That's all. Thank you.